Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. In this draft process of the film breakdowns I've done, there have been 2 film breakdowns that I've legitimately been excited about bringing to you guys on this channel because I like these prospects that much, and I'm thrilled that the Browns are likely going to have an opportunity to draft their choice of these 2 prospects. Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. Both of these guys have some of the most encouraging tape to break down. Now, again, good tape doesn't necessarily translate into being a great player, but it does have a solid track record of hitting out most of the time. If you're really good on tape in college and you have the athletic tools and gifts to succeed in the NFL, then that's usually a good predictor of who can be successful. Nothing is guaranteed in the draft, but these 2 players I feel above and beyond the rest of the class about. And that's Travis Hunter again, and that's Abdul Carter again. Why do I feel this way? Well, let's get into the Travis Hunter film so we can talk about what he brings to the table offensively, what he brings to the table defensively, and I'm very encouraged with what I've seen on both sides of the ball from Travis Hunter. Let's start with the offensive stuff with him because I think that's the most encouraging stuff from Travis, considering that this is where he's probably his most raw as a football player, but also where he's his most impactful in a football game. All right, so let's look at Travis Hunter here. He's at the bottom of your screen. So let's point him out right here, Travis. And let's see how Travis fares as a route runner. We have 4 clips here to look at of him just straight up route running, him getting open. I think these are situations where he doesn't get the ball. But first here, right, gets off the ball, no real press. So free release. And then I love what he does here, right? You see how he starts stacking? Right here, he starts stacking that corner. That brings the safety all the way across to him. And then boom, puts that foot in the ground after the stack. And then cuts this post. Gets super open. Unfortunately, Shador gets flushed out the pocket, can't get the ball to him. But it's a nice route there by Travis. Travis now at the top of your screen does a really good job getting released, right? And let me make sure that you guys can see Mr. Hunter here, right? But does a really good job getting released. Boom, off the line of scrimmage, good release. Doesn't really allow his DB to get a hand on him. Little step here. I mean, you see Amari Cooper used to do this all the time. Little step, jab, 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 boom. No opportunity to push, and then right when he plants, the acceleration, it starts stoppability to be able to win and hit that window. We know for a fact that this is going to be something that the Browns ask him to do a ton, right? This is a staple in the Browns offense, or at least a staple of a concept. So there. So you think of Travis as a raw route runner, and he is a little raw as a route runner. Maybe he does too many jab steps. Maybe he does too many, little hand movements. But it's really just fine adjustments along the edges. It's not overhauls to what he has to be as a wide receiver. We're talking about tiny little things on the margins that could be adjusted with Travis, right? But the base ability to play wide receiver, I mean, it's there. Love how he slips out this contact too, right? Because 2's right there. And he just kind of slides upfield. He slips out the contact without losing yardage, actually maximizing yardage. And that helps him stay healthy, right? That body control, that awareness, it helps him stay healthy because, we watched the Jalen Milroe tape. There were a lot of throws where Jalen was throwing to his wide receivers like this with Jeremy Bernard, where he's not aware and then he, boom, gets smacked by somebody and the ball comes out. Being able to protect yourself is an important trait for a wide receiver. He can do that really well. Let's look here now. Travis is at the top of your screen. Another one where he pops open. So let's look at that. Right. Again, another good job getting inside quickly. Slides past his linebacker, doesn't allow him to tag him or slow him down. So gets there and then keeps his eyes upfield, doesn't really give his route away. And then boom, plants away from the safety, runs a really good route that gets him wide open. And what made the ball not come his way? Was it chaos? I believe it was chaos. Yeah, chaos. And Shador was good for creating some chaos for himself sometimes. All right, let's go here. Another route where Travis gets open. Let's find Travis. Travis is he at the bottom of your screen now. Travis, again, runs a pretty sick route here. Now, this is an end of game situation where he gets extra time, right? So they're in a 50-50 ball, a Hail Mary situation, try to win this game against Baylor. So that's why he gets all the time to do all these little cuts, right? Boom, boom, right? It's a double move. He gets that time there, and he does a good job on it. If Shador doesn't get flushed here, that ball goes to Travis, and he's able to put this in the end zone here, right? But boom, and then sells it, right? That's part of the double move. Can you sell it? And he sells it really well. Boom, foot in the ground, sells it. That corner turns around to try to go upfield, and oh shit, right? Like, can't follow. All right, let's look at Travis, some routes in the red zone, right? Can he get off the line of scrimmage? This is one where Travis, tight press at the bottom of your screen here, right where the number 10 is. Tight press. He has to get off here, and he does a good job putting his arm up, almost like an edge rusher, right? Avoiding that contact there. He does a little rip, gets the separation. The ball is a little short from Shador, but he fights through it really well, and he draws the pass interference flag. It's a really good route, really good rep from him. And you're going to see like the contact a little bit better on this end zone angle right here, where you could just see, boom, that's where the hold is, but he still does a good job fighting through that. And look at how he gets his body. Look at how inaccurate this ball is actually from Shador. This ball is not carrying to Travis at all. But he's still able to almost fight through it and get his hand there. But that's a material restriction. I mean, that's 2 penalties right there by 18. Because right here, ball in the air, material restriction right there. Yeah, right here, right shoulder. You see Travis trying to move towards the ball and track it. The material restriction right there, that's pass interference 1. And then right here, he gets his face mask. So, I mean, that's 2. He should have got penalized 2 times on that play. I don't know if he did, but he should have got both of those flags. And it's the end zone route here versus Cincinnati. He's at the top of your screen. Again, just a really nice, able to win one-on-one, get open. See how much space he created there for himself. Shador had the first window. He waited till the second window because he was that open. You could just wait and get this ball to him wide open. So the route running stuff, I think, is pretty solid for him, right? I think he's as polished as most guys coming out of college, to be honest with you. I think there's like a little bit more you want him to put there. But I mean, I think the same could be said with a lot of guys that you would draft in this class, that they need to be more refined as a route runner. And those guys don't have his ball tracking abilities. Those guys don't have his hands. Those guys don't have his quickness, his start-stop ability, right? So I don't really see the route running being a deterrent if you want to draft Travis Hunter, because he's not really behind. I don't think he's behind. I don't think he needs to catch up to the rest of his peers in this draft class or what's normal for a kid coming out of college. He's pretty much up to par, and he has these other gifts that make that not as big of a deal, even if it was a bigger deal, and it's not. All right, Travis, at the bottom of your screen here, And this is that yak ability, right? First, let's look at how he gets off of this, right? Because he's 180 pounds. People worried about physicality. He deals with it there. He's able to slip it. Linebacker there, not able to get a hand on him. And we've seen this where, they tried to get a hand on Travis, but he's really good with his hands, right? He does a rip move, right? He has all these other things in his arsenal as a wide receiver. It is like he almost stops. I think he considered stopping here and like curling this, and that just drew the linebacker over. Boom. Just completely gets this guy out of position. Then he misses the punch, gets the ball here, and then look at how he avoids this contact, right? Like so aware of his surroundings, gets this ball here, and then avoids the contact and goes around it. He doesn't have 4.3 speed, but he's pretty fast. And that body control, right? His change of direction is incredible. Let's see more here from Shedeur. I mean, not Shedeur, Travis. Where is Travis? The Travis in the slot. That's Travis in the slot. So they put Travis in the slot here. And again, just watch how well he tracks this ball. It's here, gets open, and then this ball doesn't necessarily go as far as he wanted it to, right? Usually when you see this, you want the ball to be overthrown a little bit so you can run under it. This one's underthrown by Shedeur, but he tracks it so well. Good ball tracking doesn't look spectacular when you see it, but it's really effective. Like here. And then again, the presence of mind to know that safety's coming over top and trying to rip that ball from him. So what does he do? He clutches it, right? Like this is one of the few times you'll see him catch with his body because he knew he needed to get this ball to his chest as fast as he could. Boom. He is almost always a hands guy. But when you're about to take contact, you want to get that ball to your body. Especially in a pile like that where there's three guys, because you got that ball away from you. Guys can just try to swipe it away from you, all that kind of stuff. Then it's up to the refs, whether it's a fumble or incompletion, not what you want, right? So he gets that one close to his chest, and then he prepares for that contact too. Takes the hit, keeps the ball in his hand, big play. Another one where, like, again, Shedeur didn't throw the greatest ball here, right? This ball gets underthrown because Shedeur gets hit as he goes here. But Travis just, again, watch how he works his way through this play. Works his way through all the traffic. Gets his eyes up, and it tracks that ball beautifully. And this one, he gets with his hands, not his body. See how he just frames it perfectly. Boom! Right in the pocket. Nice. Nice. Also, notice the effort there, the motor of Travis Hunter, which is another thing that you want to pay attention to. Look, this is a long-ass play for him. And, like, he's halfway worried about it being a scramble drill. He's keeping his eyes on Shedeur, right? Because Shedeur might try to roll out there because the pocket did get kind of crazy. We know Shedeur loves to roll out. Shedeur stands in there. And then he has to reaccelerate at the end of this long-ass play. Pretty impressive. Again, the ball tracking ability. Look how well he tracks this. Another underthrown ball. But he identifies it. He's able to stop and then boom, get the flag too. But he caught it through contact. Another ability that Travis has is catching through contact. He very rarely drops a ball because of contact. Most of the time, he keeps it. There's been a couple of times where he drops it because of contact, but most of the time, he's catching through contact. Browns need a wide receiver who can catch through contact because much as I like Jerry Jeudy, not a strength for Jerry Jeudy's, right? Catching through contact. But again, didn't even need to, especially in the NFL where that's going to be a flag and that's going to be a spot foul. Another one here with him, the awareness, demonstrating that as a wide receiver, comes over, gets right on hash, gets that ball on time, catches with his hands, Eyes upfield, eyes downfield, aware of what's around him. And this is not the first time we've seen him do this. But then, boom, slips that tackler. Even if you throw this dude a medicine ball, he's so aware that he can avoid the damage of being thrown a medicine ball, right? Because this one thrown right into that player. I think that's a safety because he's small, but just slips him, right? And it's important because if that guy hits you while you're trying to secure that ball, a lot of players will drop if they're not aware of that contact, right? They won't catch it through contact. That's part of being a good catch through contact wide receiver. Really good there. I mean, this one, he just wide fucking open. I don't know if he get this ball or not. Yeah, Shador had 2 touchdowns on the board here, right? Everybody on the right side was open on this play. Everybody on the right side was open. But Travis is at the top of the screen. He actually does get the ball here. And again, you're seeing that yak ability, right? Take this curl, stay on his feet, busted coverage. He's fast enough to take advantage of it. Boom. Gets to the 7. Another one versus Cincinnati. This is another busted coverage, but again, the ability to track the ball, stay on his feet. Had to kind of come back for this one, right? Not a great ball by Shador. Had to kind of come back for this one. Shador just didn't want to throw an uncatchable ball, which I can understand. Also got hit while he threw, to be fair to Shador, right? On the opposite hash. This is a tough ball. So, don't think this is me being tough on Shador, right? Tough ball. Can't get it all the way there. Shit's going to happen, right? Comes back to it. And then what I find even more impressive, extends and has the body control to score that touchdown there on that play. If you're ever wondering what Travis Hunter's body control is like, I think this picture versus North Dakota State will really demonstrate it. And what you see right here, I mean, look at the body control here, dude. He is able to, he scores a touchdown after basically falling because of the body control. And if you ever wonder what his body control is like, just look at this picture, man. This is him versus North Dakota State. This is elite body control, elite flexibility at the wide receiver position. Now you might be wondering, Quincy, what about the small stuff with him as a wide receiver, right? I know he can play wide receiver. I know he can get open. Okay, cool. That's fine. But what about the small stuff with him? Can he block? Can he do all the other things? Does he have the motor to play on both sides of the ball? And I think emphatically the answers to those questions are yes. The more you watch Travis Hunter, the more you're like, yeah, this dude definitely has the motor for that. Yeah, this dude does do the small stuff well. Again, let's look at him blocking, right? I got 3 clips of him blocking. He's at the bottom of your screen right here. They run a screen his way and look, he whipping ass. He gets there, sets up, and in a nice punch underneath, he's keeping his feet moving. He has the leverage, and then he bulls dude out the way. That's what you want. Look at that shit. They don't show you this when they talk about Travis Hunter. We don't talk about this stuff, right? I think people assume because Travis is good at so many things, he's got to be bad at some of these other things, right? That's not the case. That's why he's Travis Hunter. Because look at this. Gets underneath, good base, like that, right? Guy tries to long arm him a bit. He just resets and then drives. And then legitimately drives dude to the ground. That's a win. It's a dub right there. Now, he's not Brandon Ayuk, but he sure looks like he watches a lot of Brandon Ayuk. At least in run blocking. This one right here, I think this is a nice little example of his awareness and willingness to get physical. Shador breaks the pocket here. He needs to get a first down. Travis understanding that he is at where the marker is. Look at that. He walls off his defender. He's on the right hash here. Walls off his defender. Right above the Big 12 logo. Walls him off, boxes him out a little bit, right? And what does that do? That creates the lane for Shador to slide in. That's the small stuff. And this is a position he didn't play full time. He's naturally good at the small stuff too. Boom. Another one where he's blocking for a teammate. Look at him at the top of your screen, right? He's not getting the ball here. The play's not designed for him. He has no shot at getting the ball here. This is a love of the game route, right? 40-yard line, top of your screen. Let me highlight him for you. Right here, right? This is not a glory route right here for him, right? He has to kind of hold, and then he knows, watch for. Once he gets the ball in his hand, block. And he does a good job. Look at that, staying in front. Because the corner kind of reads this, starts trying to fight over a little early. So he's at a disadvantage, but he walls this guy off. Does a good job of it. Like, he could do that kind of stuff, right? The motor with Travis Hunter is incredible. Like, nobody has a better. Keep in mind, this dude played 1,500 snaps. He plays the most snaps of anybody on the team per game. And he just has this incredible motor, right? He's sprinting through this play. And then he gets the ball here. He gets rewarded with the play. But he ran like what? The width of the field is about 50 yards. So we're talking about like 65 yards ran on this play. That's incredible. Again, I will never, and I think anybody who comes on here and acts like Travis doesn't have a high motor, they should be discredited immediately because they're just straight up lying. This dude's motor is incredible. Look at this play. Look at this play right here. This play goes on forever. Now, Travis starts this play all the way up here. That's where Travis starts to play. He's all the way up there. The reason that's important will become obvious in a second. But that's where Travis starts to play. Not only does Travis start to play there, he's running a over, right? Then Shador breaks the pocket. So now he goes back across. And then he's like, oh, okay. Throw me it upfield, right? Runs up the seam. He has a lane. Shador breaks this way. So does Travis Hunter. Shador runs. That doesn't stop Travis from running. Because look, if you're wondering where Travis Hunter went, Travis Hunter ain't go nowhere. Travis Hunter right here. And not only is Travis Hunter right here, Travis Hunter didn't just work to avoid being yelled at on film. Travis Hunter hit a block. And keep in mind, this is late in a game where this dude plays both sides of the ball, where he's been asked to be a downfield threat most of this game. Nobody is asked to run and sprint more during a football game than Travis Hunter. And even super late in this game, Travis Hunter is willing to go up, over, back, up, over again, and then block. You don't see guys with that kind of motor with this kind of talent. It's rare. It's rare. And it's not just for one side of the ball. He's like this every time he steps on the field. He does not loaf. He's if you are somebody who did not like Jed Wills, you should be doing backflips at the Browns. Take Travis Hunter. He's the exact opposite. There will be no loafing. He comes back to block. And it's not the first time we saw that. All right, let's look at some of his stuff defensively, right? Because he's a two-way player. So is the defensive stuff impressive enough to warrant going with him? Number two, in addition to what his skills are offensively. Well, let's look. One thing to note with Travis Hunter in Colorado is that teams did not try him as much on the defensive side of the ball, which speaks volumes about what these teams think about Travis Hunter. But there were some times where he did get to shine as a defensive back. And you can see why. I think his man cover skills, I think I was lower on his man cover skills than I should have been at the start of the draft process. Because look at him. He's at the bottom of your screen. And he just mirrors this wide receiver so perfectly. Wide receiver tries to get hands on him. It doesn't work. Tries to get physical with him. It doesn't work. Travis is actually able to move him closer to the sideline. It's just beautiful technique there. Same thing here, isolated at the bottom of your screen. Right? Look at that release just do nothing to Travis. We saw what Travis's release does to DBs, and then watch what it does to Travis here. Does nothing. Doesn't fall for it. Gets that hand on him. That's not going to you. 34 got cooked there on that route, on that rep. Another one here where he just completely makes this fade not an option. They just didn't try him that much. When they did try him, it usually looked like this, right? Yeah, great zone instincts, able to play zone coverage really well. We know this about Travis. Nobody's going to argue with you about Travis's zone instincts and his ability to play defensive back. Look at that. He just hopped that shit. I don't think he caught it, though. But great stuff there. Travis, really good defensive back prospect, can cover really well. We know this about Travis. The question with the dude like Travis, right? We found out he can run block a little bit, right? He runs his routes really well, all of that stuff. But man, he's got to, maybe tackling is where Travis isn't very useful on the football field. Maybe that's the downfall of Travis Hunter. Well, let's look. This is a play here. They go underneath. It's a 3rd and long. So you're going to give up underneath. You just got a tackle there. Travis, great tackle. Great tackle. All right. Another one. Travis in the box. Little screen. That's not a linebacker. I thought that was a linebacker. I'm like, that's got to be 42. That can't be 12 that did that. It wasn't 42. It was 12 from the box. Boom. Sees it, sniffs it out. Again, the football IQ for him is pretty strong. Look at how it's almost like he's in a different universe. Look at how everybody else is reacting to the play, and he just knows this play. He saw it on film. Again, the work ethic. You could just tell. He knows what this play is. There's no doubt. The conviction's there. He knows what he's seeing. And then he just, boom, bam, good-ass tackle, too. He knows it. 12 knows it. 12 knows what he did. Yeah, let's look at that, man. He is 3 steps ahead of everybody on Colorado's defense. And keep in mind, he makes this play on the other side of the field. He lined up on this side of the field again. The play gets made off screen from where he's at. So the motor's there as well. He just saw this. Boom. The motion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm there. Knew what it was. Right when 4 came across that line of scrimmage. Oh yeah, I know what this is. This me. This me. One-on-one tackle too against a running back. That's hard to do as a DB. Didn't matter. Quarterback run situation. Now, he doesn't make the tackle here, but he does a good job run fit. See how he run fits there with 43? On his shoulder. All right. Another one here. Left on the island. One-on-one tackle situation, right? Can he tackle? The answer is yes. He can tackle. This is an incredible play. This ended the game versus Baylor. Watch 12 here. And I want to highlight him, make sure y'all know where he's at. Watch 12 here. That's 12. 12 ends this game. Ends this game. Boom. Pays attention. Good eyes. Sees him over. Puts his shoulder down. That's a running back, by the way. That's a running back. That's not like a DB or not. I mean, a wide receiver or nothing. I know we worried about his size, but boy, he's not. And then he not only gets a good lick here, but pops that ball loose, and that wins the game for Colorado. Incredible stuff, right? Again, the dude can tackle. I think what happens with Travis Hunter and some people's evaluation of Travis is because Travis is good for being versatile. We kind of apply what we know about other versatile players and throw that onto Travis, right? And usually, I'm not a big fan of versatile players because you could be a master, a jack of all trades, a master of none, right? That's a big fear with the player who could play as many positions. But the thing is, you watch Travis on defense, and he doesn't look like a jack of all trades. He looks like a master of his craft. You run towards him, he tackles you. If he needs to tackle in zone, he tackles. If he needs to get a pick in zone, he can get that, right? Man coverage, he's good at it. You watch him as a wide receiver, he doesn't look like a jack of all trades. He looks like a master of his craft. And that's the thing, right? Usually that's the rule for guys who play multiple positions, because most guys who play multiple positions in the NFL or in college, they don't look like how Travis looks like on offense or defense, right? They look like jack of all trade guys. They don't look like a master of the craft. That's the difference with Travis. He is a NFL ready defensive back. He's a NFL ready wide receiver, and he's going to be an impactful defensive back, and he's going to be an impactful wide receiver. He's not the biggest guy. I think that's the only knock against him, but the size really didn't come up in the Big 12 for him, right? It's not like Shador where you see him go up against Nebraska or UCLA or Oregon, or he didn't get to play Oregon last year, or some of these better schools, and then he kind of disappears. No, that's not there, right? I think some of the bigger wide receivers might have had an easier time with him, especially when he was younger. Elick Manor went off on him because he just did not have the strength necessary to combat what Elick was doing. But I think he learned from that in his second year at Colorado. Travis Hunter's really good, right? And there are going to be a lot of different like cliches and platitudes that we're used to saying about players like Travis that just simply don't apply because this dude's different. We watched him block. We watched him run routes. We watch him track the ball. We watch him run after the catch. He has everything you want for a wide receiver. There's not really anything he offers at the wide receiver position that you wish he had, that he doesn't, that he could provide for you, right? 50-50 ball guy there, catching through contact. You know how many wide receivers in this class alone don't have that full package that Travis has at the wide receiver position? It's a lot. It's most of them. It's almost, I would say all of them don't offer those features as a wide receiver. And then you flip it to the defensive backside. He's a really good zone guy. I think he's a better man guy than people give him credit for. And I think he's a really good tackler. You know how many defensive backs in this class don't offer all of those things? Most of them. This is why Travis is different. This is why taking him at 2, if you're going to use him on both sides, makes a ton of sense. Travis Hunter is a player I'd be absolutely thrilled if the Browns take. I like Abdul Carter. We'll do a video comparing both of them, right? But Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, they're both fantastic players, but man, I understand it when it comes to Travis. It's impossible not to, in good faith. The tape is undeniable. The production on both sides of the football field are undeniable. I heard somebody compare Travis to Jabril Peppers. Somebody was legitimately in a comment section talking about people said all the same things they said about Travis, about Jabril Peppers. And I'm like, what world do you live in? Nobody was talking about Jabril Peppers like we're talking about Travis. Jabril Peppers had like 300 yards his whole career at Michigan. Travis had 1,500 yards of offense and was more productive than Jabril on the defensive side of the ball. In no world is this anywhere close to Jabril Peppers. But see, the reason you're comparing him to Jabril Peppers is because you got nothing else to compare him to. That's the closest thing, and Jabril Peppers is not close to what Travis Hunter is. We want to put him in a box, but the box for Travis Hunter, it just doesn't exist. And if you're willing to step outside that box, you might find that this might be the best player in this draft class. Travis is really good, man. And he's been really good since day one. Jackson State, he was a baller. Colorado, both years, baller, difference maker, 5-star recruit. The pedigree is there. Like, Travis Hunter has been a baller since, his second year of high school? He's been doing incredible stuff. All 3 years. Now, this is not a guy who late bloomed. This is a guy who's been doing this consistently. Really spectacular player. The Browns draft him. Browns fans, you should be excited about this. No doubt in my mind. You should be excited about this. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you as excited about Travis Hunter as I am? Or the potential of getting him? And again, I would like to say this. You don't have to fight Abdul, Travis. Both of them are good. Both of them are very good. Both of these guys have the potential to make the Browns a much better team. Immediately and down the road. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have a better night. Peace.